Hey, good morning everybody. It is Sunday morning. I took a run over to our patio here. I love this time to look it over. There's nobody on a construction site. I have the whole place to myself. So when we left here yesterday, we had everything cleaned, and I came back today and it's still nice and clean. A couple leaves, but it all looks real nice, ready for sealer. So this is our final step, and I'm going to go ahead and get some footage putting the sealer on here, and just take notice how it just brings the color out. Right now it looks a little dull. This is harvest wheat with a smoke antiquing on it. And we'll get some sealer mixed up and get started. Okay, so before I get started, these are the three products that I put in my sprayer. Butterfield Clear Guard, slip resistant additive, and I put a little bit of xylene in it. I use this in all of my decorative spraying. It helps keep the bubbles down. It helps with the non-whitening of the sealer. So I'm not sure what it does, but it helps me with those two problems that I used to have. So I have my sprayer halfway full of the Clear Guard. So over the years, I don't measure anything of this. I just sort of know how much to put in there. I put about a quarter or a third of this container into a sprayer full. And then I add some more sealer. And I always put sealer in there first so the powder's not just laying on the bottom. And then I go ahead and add some more sealer. And now it starts dissolving in there as I get the sprayer ready. Okay, so now I'm about 3/4 full. I'll go ahead and put my xylene in. Now this, I don't use a lot of it. If it were a hotter day, I'd use more. It's about 60 degrees out, so I just use maybe a half a gallon. And then I'll go ahead and fill it up the rest of the way with the sealer. Now whenever I open a can, I always put the spout at the top of the can. It just pours nicer. And then as the can, it gets about a quarter to a third off, then you can flip it over. And that's how I mix up my sprayer. Put the top on it. And then all I do is give it a good shake. Make sure I'm locked in there good and tight. Give it a couple pumps. I think this mixes it better than stirring, in my opinion. Okay, let's see how this goes. It's gonna go great. Got my good Sunday shoes on. Lots of pressure in that sprayer. Build it up so you get a nice even spray. This is my favorite part. A couple leaves, not a big deal. I'll just grab them real quick. I brought the leaf blower in case, but there's not many on here. You can see the dry powder laying there. Watch what happens when the sealer hits that. Okay, let's get started. You test spray. And you just fan it on. Nice even coat. It just takes a minute to react, but almost instantly you can see those colors start popping out. And I try and keep a wet edge going. And 2 light coats is always better than 1 heavy coat. So hit it one direction, let it sit a little bit and dry. Then hit it the other way. If you have to set your sprayer down, put the nozzle so that it's off the concrete, so you don't come back and there'll be a little puddle at the end of the nozzle. See how the sprayer is dripping? You don't want that on the concrete. They had a drip-free nozzle we were using last year, but it just always clogged up on us. Hurry up and get this done before more leaves fall. So there is half done and half undone. What a difference, huh? Keeping that edge a little soft. I just start here and go right down the edge with my shield. Just a piece of cardboard. Anything you have will work. Tuck it under that brick ledge there. And this is where it's important to have that traction control. You don't want them coming out of this door, hitting this fresh sealer and slipping. And go right down this edge. Here's where you may want to use 2 guys, but I'm by myself today, so just setting the sprayer down, hitting a little area and moving forward. I even shield the driveway. It's not a big deal, but just shield it, and because that has our SRT on it. If you get a little bit of this product on there, nobody'd ever say anything, but you would just see it. I'm sure I'll get some on here somewhere. So just bring that back to it. Spray about a foot or two. As that shield starts to get saturated, just watch the dripping. Right back to that line. And one more. Okay. Just work my way out. Again, just a nice light coat. It's about 60 degrees. Sunny. This is half in the shade, maybe 3/4 in the shade. So it'll dry pretty fast. And also, I was talking about the xylene earlier. The xylene slows it down, the drying process, the chemical process. When the sealer dries too fast, it'll crust over and you'll get bubbles under it. And those bubbles turn into white areas, and that's when the customers call. So I'm just going to give that a couple of minutes to harden up. One more coat. And that's a pretty easy Sunday morning. So the patio is pretty dry. I was moving stuff around here, so I'll just kick my shoes off and I'll walk on it in my socks so I don't get any dirt on it. A couple leaves have fallen. So this has been on here for about 15 minutes. It's not even sticking to my feet. It dries really fast, faster on a hot day. So I'll just try and give it a spray in a different direction. Never fails. As soon as you start, the tip clogs up, huh? So we just put these on here finger tight so you can get them off. Usually just blow it out, give it a little tap. I forgot my gloves this morning. Yeah. There we go. Second coat goes real fast. And again, this is something you can always add. You know, a touch-up spot or two, or even recoat. But I'd give it about a month to dry out. And tell the homeowners that, you know, the concrete's drying a lot, changing color the first 28 days. A lot of them call and say, hey, you missed spots. And you know, if you do this process, 2 coats, different directions, you don't really miss spots. Possible, but usually the concrete's just drying and it evens itself out in about 28 days. If not, just come back and reapply. And when you use a shield like that, you usually get it on kind of heavy, so we don't re-shield the edge, just sort of blend into it. And I think if you're using a shield on the wall, first time you do it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Little shady spot there, I could feel it sticking to my socks. I don't know if you can hear it crunching. Work my way off. There we go. All right. So whenever we have these projects, I try and schedule them for Friday pour, Saturday cleanup, saw cut, color, and then Sunday seal. Nobody around, it gets nice and hard all weekend, or I mean Sunday. It's only about 9:30 or 10 o'clock Sunday morning, so this will, time everybody gets here tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, they won't be able to hurt this at all. They can walk on it and get it dirty, it won't matter. To me anyways. So that'll wrap up this entire project. We're heading up on the hill up there tomorrow morning to do that driveway and patio. So come on back and see us. Tell all your friends if you liked what you saw. Let's keep this channel growing. Have a good day.